In this challenge review, we're going to go ahead and solve the logic for the high score. So the first thing I need to do is I need to create the logic to check for the high score. So I'm going to hop into my UI manager here, and I'm checking for the current score evaluation, if best score is now, or if current score is greater than the best score. So here I'll create a new method. So we'll say public void check for best score. And in here, we have our pseudocode. We're just going to check for an if statement. We're going to check if the current score is greater than best score. And we don't have a best score variable. What is best score? So we need to actually create that. So here we have an int for score. We'll say public int best score. Go ahead and save that. And in here, we're going to go ahead and say if score is greater than best score, that means we have a new high score. So we're going to say best score is now equal to score. We'll go ahead and save this. And what we need to do now is call this method. Where should this check for best score be called? Well, we update score every time we kill an enemy. So what we want to do now is call this when the player dies. So let's look at our player script. And let's see what happens here when we die. We have our damage method here that controls that. And if we look inside our damage here, we are checking, let's see here. So here's where game over is true. So this would be a great place to check. So if lives is less than 1, we instantiate an explosion for the player. We set the game over bool inside our game manager to true. We show the title screen again, and then we destroy the object. So what we could do right here is we can actually just say UI manager dot check for best score. We'll go ahead and save this. And if we just run this, nothing's going to actually happen because although the logic is there, we haven't actually updated the best score text. So in order to do that, similar to what we're doing with our text, we need a variable to store our text. So we hop into the UI manager. We need a text component here. So we can type public text, and then we can say best text. And another thing you can actually do here is because these are so similar, we actually don't need to create them on a new line. You can actually just add a comma here, and you can say best text. And by doing that, it's automatically going to grab whatever data type you're working with. And you can do the same thing here with the score. You can say comma best score, and that works as well. Okay, so what we need to do now is in the inspector, we need to assign the best text. So if we click on our best score text here, or I'm sorry, if we actually click on our canvas where our UI manager is, you'll see here that best text is null, there's none. So we need to drag best score text there. And now we need to actually update the UI. So here, what we're going to do is if score is greater than best score equals score, and then we want to update the actual text. So we're going to say best text dot text is going to equal best, which is the wording, colon, and then plus whatever the best text value is or best score value is. So best score, and we save that, and we can go ahead and test this out. So let's run the game. We have our score, and I'll go ahead and get 10 points here. So right now score is 10, best is 0, so it should update. It should update to have our best be 10. Let me go ahead and quickly die here. And there you go. The best is now 10. So now what happens if we just die instantly? Our best is 10. Let's go ahead and get one more kill here. All right, everything looks good. So, and just to make sure real quickly, make sure that we can actually win. All right, so score is 20. All right, and there you go. So our best is happening here. Everything is good. And in the next section, we're going to look at how to save and load the information.